Get 710 item level solo with some crafting reagents to craft your spark items in this 720 gear. This puts you close to the myth track. But can we still get our Delver's Bounty in week 1? Let's get into it. With delves, we want to make sure that we are doing our bountiful delves each day to earn our Delver's Journey. This is our major time gate this season because we can double our hero gear for the week as soon as we move into the second node of the Delver's Journey. More on that in just a second, but this grind is going to make keys way more valuable because you get more Delver's Journey in the delves that you use your keys. 4 keys are earned from the weekly pinnacle quests and the special assignment in Koresh, and the extra 2 are awarded through completing the previous season's events like Awakening the Machine, Thespian Event, and Ashkahet. And Spreading the Light, just look for the horn icon and all the original War Within zones and complete those events up to a max of 4 to get 200 key shards. In total, 50 is rewarded from each of those boxes, and then those 200 key shards can be turned into 2 keys by crafting 100 key shards each into 1 key. We can also get some more by completing our Radiant Echoes. As you're completing your Bountiful Delves this week, you're going to notice Radiant Echoes falling from the chest. You can take these on over to one of the World Soul events, and I would suggest jumping into Group Finder and trying to find the biggest group you possibly can. The greater the group, the more rewards you're going to get. You're going to get awarded some key shards in there. If you turn in 5 of your Radiant Echoes, you can probably get one of your keys back at least. Next, keep an eye out for World Quest rewarding key shards. There's a lot to say on the Delver's Bounty, but before we talk about that, let's go ahead and talk about the Gilded Crests. You are going to be able to earn 7 Gilded Crests from each tier 11 delve you do, up to 3, making for 21 total Gilded Crests that you can get each week by clearing 3 tier 11 Bountiful delves. In addition to this, we're also going to get a quest when we complete our first tier 11 delve to complete 1 Mythic plus 2 dungeon or higher, and we can get another 15 Gilded Crests. Now let's talk about the strangest change to delves this season. We are time gated on finding our Delver's Bounty this season. If you aren't sure what that is, this item drops from delves and you can use it to empower your next delve to drop higher gear up to a hero level item, and also extra 10 Gilded Crests if completed on a tier 11, 5 otherwise. This now won't drop until we get the second node of our Delver's Bounty. This is our major time gate this season because we can double our hero gear for the week as soon as we move into the second node of the Delver's Journey. So the major problem comes in that we do have to get 8,400 of the Delver's Journey for us to be able to start seeing our maps. And again, those maps are going to double our hero gear each week, so they're really important for us to get. Ideally, we want to get that in the first week. Previous to this hotfix, it was not going to be possible, but now it's a lot more feasible because we are actually getting the Delver's Journey that we were supposed to be getting all along and weren't due to a bug. So now when we clear at tier 11, what we can expect to see is we're going to get 250 Delver's Journey for clearing the delve. We're also going to get 125 for the 4 Nemesis packs that we killed along the way. We're getting 300 more if we do open the Bountiful Delve chest. This is going to make 675 Delver's Journey every time we do a max tier 11 Bountiful Delve clear with a key. That gets us close, but not all the way there. So the 6 Bountiful Delve chests that you're going to be able to open on a tier 11, it's going to get you halfway there. Now, if we also do our other 6 keys from the previous week, we're going to be at just a few hundred short. And then in addition to that, there is a weekly Archaic Key that is going to drop the first one you do for the week. And that's going to give you 1,300, I think, or it might be 1,500. In any case, that should get you there. The thing you want to do once you unlock it is go over to Sir Murgleton and you can buy this item here. This is going to summon the boss to you when you reach a waypoint inside of your delve, and you're able to kill her and get your bounty map. Then use that thing on a tier 11 delve. You can expect 10 Gilded Crests and then also a hero piece in there. Make sure that your highest 8 runs have been tier 8 or above, and then you'll secure another hero piece in the vault the following week. So if you've been keeping score, that's going to make for 31 Gilded Crests, 10 of them coming from the Delver's Bounty, and 21 of them coming from your weekly caches. And to add on top of that, you can complete that Broken Keystone quest that does drop from your first tier 11 for another 15 on top of that, making for a total of 46 possible Gilded Crests this week. Now, we can actually use these to craft 720 gear, which is a mythic level item level. So for us to be able to craft this gear, we're going to need 2 things. First of all, we're going to need our spark, and then also we need to go buy one of these enchanted ethereal gilded crests over at Lalande, which is next to the enchanting trainer in Dornegal. If we stop over at Lalande and take a look, we can get a runed Ethereal Crest for 45 runed crests. And then if we wanted to get an enchanted Gilded Ethereal Crest, then we could get that for 60 Gilded Ethereal Crests. And as you can see, based on this tooltip, that's going to take it all the way up to a 720. Now it's going to take 2 resets to get this with an income of 31 Gilded Crests per week. At the time of recording, we've only had 1 reset. So in the following example, I'll show you with the previous crests on exactly how to make this. But the process is completely the same. Say we wanted to make a one-handed axe, and any of the purple items that do require a spark are going to work for that. So we're going to click on the charge slicer, put in our spark of starlight, and you would then just attach your enchanted Gilded Crest here. Or if you do have an item from a previous season, or maybe you crafted with a runed crest first, you can change what crest you have connected to it. You can see this one has the gilded on it from last season, and you'd never want to do this, but I could even sub it out for the runed version of that enchanted crest like this, and then I could recraft it to get the new item level of item. Now notice this is going to actually take it down because it's a lesser crest, but you're ideally going to do the opposite, where you're going to take it from a runed into a gilded, where you would just attach the new level there. Keep in mind, you're going to want to do this as a personal order, and the way personal orders work is that you're just going to find a person that can craft the item to the quality that you want by spamming trade chat, and then you'll just type in their character's name right there, and then you'll send it directly to them. Make sure you set the minimum quality for what you're expecting to see, and it actually won't let them create it unless they can hit that quality. Keep in mind they might have to use their concentration for this, so you might want to tip them a little bit extra, especially at the early part of the season where they're kind of stretching to hit those breakpoints. You don't need to craft items that you already have from Season 2 again in Season 3. So I have this sword from Season 2, as I mentioned before. I can recraft this as a Season 3 sword by just subbing in my Spark of Starlight. You can change that out, and then that's going to save you a lot when it comes to paying for those reagents. You keep your augments, you keep your missive, but you do get the opportunity to change out that augment or missive if things change from Season 2 to Season 3 as far as what stats you need or what augments are good for your class. So just to fully show you what it's going to look like eventually when you are ready to make your upgraded gilded level item, make sure that you just attach the right spark. So we're going to be Spark of Starlight, and then also down here you can right click off if you do have a previous season's crest still applied to it. Right click, it'll go away, and you can go ahead and select your enchanted Gilded Ethereal Crest from here, and just make sure you set it to max quality, and then you will get a 720 back when you find a crafter that's capable of making that for you. And that's it. That's everything we want to focus on with delves. I know that was a lot, but basically just make sure you're filling your vault with all of your runs on the highest delve you possibly can. That's up to 8 runs at the highest level you're possibly able to do. And then make sure that you do at least 3 of your tier 11s if you're capable of doing them, to make sure you get those Gilded Crests for the week. And then finally, you're going to make sure you're doing your Bountiful or Delver's Bounty map each week as well, and you can force the summon on the boss by buying that item from Sir Murgleton, as long as you have the undercoin to supply it. Otherwise, it can drop randomly inside of the delve. You just have to hope for it at that point. And that should be it. Outside of getting to the second node, there's really no rush on the Delver's journey, so you can kind of do it at your own pace at that point. But if you're wanting a steady income of hero gear, that's the way to do it, to make sure you get it on the first reset. But everyone, if the video did help you out today, please extract that like button. If you want to stay tuned for more WoW content in the future, please bash the subscribe. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.